and Jason Worth. Jimmy Rollins, the MVP 2 years ago, a multi-talented shortstop and a switch hitter batting right-handed. Kershaw's first pitch of the night, good fastball for a strike, and the count 0-1. Rollins batting only .229, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in, but he hit .277 last year, and he takes a pitch that misses, and we have a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Jimmy up north from Oakland, lives in a little town in New Jersey, Swedesboro, went to Encinal High School in Alameda, and the 1-1 pitch to Rollins is off the plate. 2-1 the count. Jimmy stands about 5'8", 170-pounder, and the National League's most valuable player in '07, beating out big Matt Holliday. Rollins swings, pops one up on the left side. Casey Blake just inside the chalk, waiting, and makes the catch. So Rollins pops it up, and just like that, we have one out here in the first inning. The old baseball rule always seemed to be you do your winning at home and you break even on the road. The Phillies are completely opposite for whatever reason. Charlie Manuel's club, 12 wins and 14 losses at home. But on the road, they're the #1 road club in the major leagues. They are 19-6. Of course, if you go back, way back to 1976, the Phillies club that year was 20-5 on the road. Chase Utley, meanwhile, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Utley, if you've been following the Phillies, you may remember that he had hip surgery in November of last year, but he's bounced back nicely. 12 home runs, 36 runs batted in, and hits one foul off to the left out of play. Chase Utley, you talk about a fellow who was just born to be a star, went to school at UCLA. In his first major league at bat, he hit a grand slam home run. That got everybody's attention. It was against Colorado's Aaron Cook. So Chase, left-hand batter, hangs over the plate. Kershaw back with a big breaking ball that's just off the plate, and a 1-2 count. When we talk about Utley hanging over the plate, he does get nailed to pitch. This year so far he's been hit 11 times. A couple of years ago he was hit 20 times. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way to Utley is taken low, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Utley is also a very consistent player. A couple of years ago he had a 35-game hitting streak, and he had a remarkable year in 2006. He had over 200 hits and 32 home runs. 2-2 pitch on the way, and Utley swings and doesn't get it. So down goes Utley, and we have 2 out in the first inning. And the batter will be the former Dodger, Jason Worth. So Kershaw just blows one by Utley to nail him, and now here comes Jason Worth. Among other things, Jason Worth hits the ball hard. He's a big fella. He's 6'5", but he runs well, and he put the Dodgers in shock when the Dodgers played the Phillies in Philadelphia. You may remember he had 4 stolen bases in one game. He takes a pitch a little high, ball 1. Played with the Dodgers back in '04 and '05. In fact, in a playoff game in '04, he hit a couple of home runs against St. Louis. Big swing and a miss, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Jason Worth. Big fella out of Illinois. His mother competed in a long jump 100-meter Olympic trial, so he has a lot of athletic genes. Slow breaking ball drops in for a strike, and the count 1-2. Joe Torre put it in a rather descriptive way in talking about Clayton Kershaw, saying a lot of times he starts the game and tries to break down the door. Fastball is outside, 2-2. And of course, what do you expect from a 21-year-old with the adrenaline pumping every time he goes to the mound? 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Jason Worth, hitting .251. The pitch of the right-hand hitter very high, off speed. Ball 3, 3-2. Jason, not only his mom with giving him genes, is also his father was a receiver at Illinois State, and he's related to the Schofields. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that's hit foul outside of first down the line. Jason's grandfather, Dick Schofield, and his uncle, Dick Schofield Jr., they had long major league careers. His stepfather, Dennis Worth, was a former Yankees and A's catcher. I mean, you could write a book about the background of Jason Worth. 3-2 pitch on the way is a fastball low for ball 4. So with 2 out in the first inning, Worth draws the walk, and here he comes. Big Frank Brian Howard. Howard, as he comes up with 16 home runs, 45 runs batted in, hitting .266. So the big left-hand hitter, he is 6'4", 255 pounds. And as far as pitchers are concerned, they all think of him as a monster. He has 3 grand slams this year and 8 in his career. The Worth at first. Dodgers load up the right side. Ground ball directly at Furcal. He'll feed Casey Blake at second base for the force. So that's a 6-5 force at second base. No runs, no hits, a man left at the end of half an inning. Phillies nothing, Dodgers coming up. Kershaw makes 17 pitches, sets Philadelphia down. So now it's a chance to take a look at the Dodger lineup. It'll be Juan Pierre, followed by Rafael Furcal, and the return of Orlando Hudson after sitting out 1 game. Casey Blake, followed by James Loney and Russell Martin. Andre Ethier batting 7th. Matt Kemp hits 8th, and Clayton Kershaw batting 9th. On the mound at 6'4", 195, Cole Hamels, and his pitch is high, ball 1, 1-0. Cole, born in San Diego, makes his home in Philadelphia, and the 1-0 pitch on the way as a line drive, base hit to center as Juan Pierre continues his rather phenomenal hitting.
Batting next, shortstop number 15, Rafael Furcal.
So with Juan Pierre at first, nobody out, and it'll be Rafael Furcal followed by Orlando Hudson. So Cole Hamels came off a very shaky game last time out, and Pierre greets him with a single, and the batter now is Rafael Furcal. Pierre is 3 for 9 against Hamels now, and there he goes, and the pitch fouled away. And I'll tell you what, if Furcal had not swung at that pitch, Pierre would have stolen it easily, because Hamels gave it that big high right leg in the air, and they would never have gotten Pierre. However, Furcal going after the first one, and a no ball, 1 strike count. So Pierre back to the bag at first. Hamels hiding the ball back of the hip, now set at the belt. This time another high kick, and the fastball bunted foul outside at first, and the count 0-2. Last year for Cole Hamels, unforgettable. He won the World Series, the LCS MVP honors. He went 4-0 and had an ERA of 1.8 in his 5 playoff starts. Left-hander is set. Another look, and the strike 2 pitch on the way. Fastball down and away, ball 1. Another thing about Cole Hamels, he has not thrown a wild pitch since 2007. And he served notice when he first started. He retired the first 19 left-hand batters he ever looked at in the big leagues. Hamels comes back over the top. Little ground ball to short. Rollins the feed to Utley. He'll turn it to first. Go for call. Hits into the double play. And it certainly would have been different if Raphael had not fouled off the first pitch. But Pierre certainly would have stolen second base. So 2 down here in the first inning. And Orlando Hudson coming up. Hudson, who sat out last night, and about 1 game on the bench is at all he can stand. Hamels now with 2 out, toes the rubber, looks down the barrel to get a sign from Ruiz. The left-hander delivers. Fastball snapped in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Beautiful evening, 67 degrees at the start of the action. Dodgers went to Philadelphia, won 2 out of 3. Now Philadelphia here for 4. Strike 1 pitch, misses the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hamels, growing up in San Diego, he was at Qualcomm back in 1998. He was 14 when the Padres clinched the National League West. He gets a strike, 1-2 the count. Grew up about 25 miles, they say, from Petco. Went to Rancho Bernardo High School. Now the 1-2 pitch. Cole ready. Here he comes. Fastball, and that's a little low. 2-2 the count. One of the things in watching him throw fastballs, as a youngster in San Diego, he just marveled at Trevor Hoffman's changeup. 2-2 fastball is half swung on and missed. So down goes Hudson, down go the Dodgers, and at the end of an inning, the Phillies nothing and the Dodgers nothing. Only 11 pitches, striking out 1 in the first inning. So we go to the second with Ibanez, Felice, and Bruntlett in that order. Ibanez, left-hand batter, waiting at the plate. Kershaw's fastball in for a strike, and the count on 1. Raul Ibanez hitting .337, 19 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Born in Manhattan in New York. Swings on a breaking ball, pops it foul off to the left in front of the Dodger dugout. Blake leans in, but he can't make the play. And it's 0-2 the count to Raul Ibanez. Casey going to the railing, about 2 feet shy. Martin came over as well. Ibanez was a 36th round pick by the Mariners out of Miami-Dade South Community College. He lives in Miami. And when he made it, he came up with the Mariners back in 1996. Eventually went to the Royals, back to the Mariners, and this year with the Phils. Left-hand hitter, takes up around the face, and a 1-2 count. Ibanez, his background is folks from Cuba. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Raul, and the left-hand hitter takes off the plate, 2-2. Raul's mom was expecting him when she, his father, and 2 young sons left Cuba for the United States. 2-2 to Raul. Back comes Kershaw's fastball and got him swinging. So Kershaw throwing hard. You know, big day today for Randy Johnson and for baseball. Randy became the 24th pitcher in Major League history to win 300 games. He limited the Washington Nationals to an unearned run and 2 hits. Giants won that game 5-1 for him. A remarkable career for the big left-hander at 6'10", as the pitch of the plate missing, 1 ball and no strikes to Pedro Feliz. Randy Johnson, second all-time in strikeouts, won 5 Cy Young Awards, pitching for 22 years in the majors. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's taken off the plate. 2-0 the count. Some Randy numbers. Well, you go back to 300 wins, 10th since 1950. More wins in his 40s than in his 20s because he was so very wild. But he joins most recently, early win, Tom Glavine. 24 Masters of the Art. 3-0 the count now to Pedro Feliz. The right-hand hitting third baseman takes a strike. 1 out, second inning, no score. Feliz hitting .298. Now the 3-1 pitch coming up, and Pedro, it's a ground ball to the right of Hudson, is on the grass, picks it up and throws him out. So 2 down in the second inning, and Eric Bruntlett will be coming up.
Batting, right fielder, number 4.
Bruntlett, right-hand batter, hitting just .135. Bruntlett, originally selected by the Astros, went to school at Stanford. When he graduated from high school, his GPA was 3.97. Not only that, the first pitch to Eric in for a strike. He came to Stanford on a baseball scholarship, and he scored 1460 out of 1600 on his SATs. Now the strike 1 pitch, and Bruntlett takes low, 1-1. He also completed his course at Stanford in 3.5 years, earning an economics degree. Eric Bruntlett, 31 years old, out of Lafayette, Indiana, lives in Santa Rosa up north. And falling behind with him now is Kershaw. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 down, bases empty. We're in the second inning. The Phillies are 13-4 against left-hand starters, 5-2 against them on the road. Now the 2-1 pitch, and that's a strike. The Dodgers are 12-4 against left-hand starters, 5-1 at home. So quite a battle here with Kershaw and Hamels. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Clayton delivers, ground ball to short, big hopper for Call, fires over the Loney, and that's that. So a 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Kershaw, and at the end of an inning and a half, no score. Score in the ball game. The Dodgers coming up now to face Cole Hamels. It'll be Casey Blake, James Loney, and then Russell Martin. A couple of youngsters with a hat full of dreams looking out on the ball field. You can just imagine what they're thinking as Blake checks in. Casey batting .295, 9 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Hamels delivers fastball a little high, ball 1, 1-0. Hamels working on Blake is hitting .295, 9 home runs, 35 RBIs. Hamels' next pitch takes a change in there for a strike, and 1-1 to count. Hamels has had a lot of trouble on the road and against right-hand batters. 1-1 pitch on the way, and a good fastball. The opponents against him on the road are hitting .358, and right-hand batters have roughed him up, hitting .343. Of course, he's very tough as usual on left-handers. Cole into the windup, and his 1-2 pitch on the way is low and inside, bouncing one, 2-2 count. Life is strange. Take Cole Hamels. He was a bonus boy back in 2004, but he was on the DL with elbow tendonitis, so he spent most of the 04 season at Clearwater in Class A. 2-2 pitch, and Blake swings and misses, and down he goes. One away. Anyway, while in Clearwater, Heidi Strobel, who had been a contestant on Survivor, the Amazon, the reality show, she was doing promotional work in Clearwater, and 2 of the guards in the little Clearwater ballpark said to Hamill one day, you know, she's really a nice girl, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, very friendly. So the guards convinced him to go over and say hello. You got it. They're married and happily ever after. The pitch to James Loney off the plate, ball 1. Loney has figured prominently in the last couple of games, now hitting .284, and the 1-0 pitch inside at the hands, ball 2. By the way, left-handers are hitting only .203 against Hamels, but the Dodgers as a team hitting .310. Now the 2-0 pitch to James Loney, and that's taken for a strike, and the count 2-1. Cole Hamels, Hamels, outstanding pitcher. Cole holds the ball in his glove, then goes to the windup. 2-1 pitch on the way is taken for another strike. 2-2. That's the changeup. When he fell in love with Trevor Hoffman's changeup, that made a big impact on him. And here he is using it so well in the big leagues. Cole with the ball in his glove, a little different than most pitchers. 2-2 pitch is taken low. Most pitchers hold on to the ball. They'll hide it behind their hip, whatever. But he holds the ball in the glove and then reaches in to make his pitch. Cole up on top. His mom is a school teacher and his dad an assistant school district superintendent. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Hamels delivers, fastball beaten foul off the foot of Loney, and the count stays 3-2. Interesting that Hamels did so well last year, winning all the big awards. Yet numerically he did not pitch as well last year as the year before. Last year he was 14-10. The year before he was 15-5. 3-2 fastball fouled away, though Loney is still there, and that fastball moving at 92. So the young man from San Diego, bigger than life after the World Series. Cole looks in, drops the left hand to his side, holds the glove with the ball in it out in front of him while he reads Ruiz. And his 3-2 pitch coming up. Fastball pulled fair, backhanded by Howard, and then late to cover is Hamels, and he can't handle Howard's throw as Loney was going to beat into the bag. So Ryan Howard made a fine play. Hamels was just late getting off the mound, and Loney is aboard. And what Howard did really was take a double away as he backhanded the ball, then in foul ground had to hesitate, then wait, and Hamels just dropped the throw as Loney beats him to the bag. Though we will assume it'll be a base hit, and the batter will be Russell Martin. So Loney is single to Ryan Howard after Juan Pierre singled in the first inning. So it's interesting, we're talking about how tough he is on left-handers, and the two Dodger left-handers have the hits. Martin shows bunt, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Russell taking another look at Larry Boa. 0-1 the count. Martin batting .267, no home runs, 20 runs batted in. Hamels ready. Cole comes back off speed, and Martin way out in front of it. That's that changeup. Boy, when he throws it, it is so hard to realize it's off speed because he has the same arm angle, the same delivery, and it's 10 miles slower than his fastball. 0-2 the count. Cole straightens up, set at the belt. Strike two pitch on the way. Fastball grounded to Rollins. He's on the bag for one and doubles Martin at first. So the Dodgers have grounded into two double plays in 2 innings, and at the end of 2, no score. A little boy with a headdress of blue and white working on a hot dog at a ball game. What a perfect picture that is. As we go to the third, no score. Carlos Ruiz, Cole Hamels, and then Jimmy Rollins in that order. Carlos Ruiz out of Panama, right-handed all the way, the catcher for Philadelphia. Can't ever see Carlos Ruiz without thinking many years ago about a delightful character who played in the big leagues by the name of Chico Ruiz. Carlos takes the first pitch high, ball 1-0. Chico, the only player to ever pinch hit for Johnny Bench and Pete Rose. Now the 1-0 pitch to Carlos, and that's inside. 2 balls and no strikes, the count. In 1964, when Gene Mauch managed Philadelphia, it was a nightmare year. Phillies just blew a huge lead, and the Cardinals wound up winning. Carlos fouls it back. And late in September, when Chico Ruiz was playing for the Cincinnati Reds, he stole home with Frank Robinson at the plate to beat Philadelphia. And that was the beginning of the end for Mauch and the Phillies. 1964, an absolute nightmare for the city of brotherly love. 2-2 to Carlos. Into the windup, goes Clayton Kershaw. Good curveball, strike 3 call. Carlos Ruiz just turned kind of a late call a little bit by Chris Guccione. So strikeout number 3, and it was a dandy, as Campanella used to call it, public enemy number 1, and it just dropped right through the zone. So with 1 away, here is Cole Hamels. Hamels is a good hitting pitcher, and Kershaw's fastball at the knees for a strike. I didn't look it up, but it seems to me I remember that Hamels last year had something like 18 base hits. Here's the strike 1 pitch, curveball in there. 0-2 the count to Cole, and then Jimmy Rollins on deck. I don't know where I got that 18 base hits if I didn't read it somewhere. Now the strike 2 pitch on the way. Hamels takes high, ball 1, 1-2. Well, I stand corrected. He had 17 hits last year. All right. He can swing the bat. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Kershaw's fastball is just off the plate, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. 1 out, 3rd inning, no score. Kershaw has struck out 3. Hamels has struck out 2. The 2-2 pitch, fastball, got him swinging, and down goes Hamels. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 4 strikeouts for Kershaw. Don't forget, join the Dodgers for next Kids Appreciation Sunday with the Phillies and give away the next Webkins pet of the season. The first 15,000 kids 14 and under will walk home with a Lilkins Clydesdale. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS today. Jimmy Ronalds takes one in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Jimmy comes by his own great talents. His mom was a very good fast pitch softball player. He takes off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mom's name Gigi, and his father was a doo-wop singer. 1-1 the count to Jimmy Rollins. Back comes Kershaw's fastball, grounded slowly to Furcal. He winds it up and throws him out. So Kershaw has retired 7 in a row, and at the end of 2.5 innings, no score. Score in the ball game. Clayton Kershaw making 13 pitches to retire the side. So he made 45 thus far. And now it'll be Cole, who has made 27 pitches in 2 innings. Hamels facing Ethier, Kemp, and Kershaw. Cole into the windup. 6'5" left-hand. His first pitch is swung on, hit in the air to left field. Ibanez comes over to his right near the line and makes the catch for the out. So Andre Ethier, a fly ball to left, one away.
Dodger center fielder, number 27.
Boy, where'd the time go when you think about it? Remember last October, it was Game 5 of the LCS here at Dodger Stadium. And when the dust had settled, Cole Hamels had thoroughly beaten the Dodgers 5-1. And the Phillies went on to play in the World Series and win it all. One of the players certainly instrumental in Philadelphia's success last year, Brett Myers, and he's been sidelined. In fact, he was going to have hip surgery, I believe, today in New York. Matt Kemp up there takes a strike. 0-1 the count to Matt, hitting .310. Hamels, who works quickly, comes right back with another strike. That was October the 15th. When Hamels beat the Dodgers here to shut down the Dodger dreams for any more postseason play. Strike 2 pitch on the way to Matt Kemp, and that swung on and missed, and down he goes. 3 strikeouts for Cole Hamels, and 2 down with Clayton Kershaw coming up. You know, yesterday we were talking about an anniversary of the 2003 draft when the Dodgers got Matt Kemp and Chad Billingsley along with Adam LaRoche. Today, June the 4th, in the 2002 draft, the Dodgers got 4 players who are with them right now. Pitch in for a strike. And that would be James Loney, Jonathan Broxton, Russell Martin, and Eric Stokes. So they're all here. Big line drive base hit into right center for Kershaw. Cut off. Kershaw's going for 2. The throw in. He is out at second base. Jimmy Rollins handling the throw. So Clayton Kershaw hits it to the gap in right center, and Bruntlett to Rollins nails him, and that's that. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers, their 3rd hit, and at the end of 3, no score. Back in the box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of the day. And by Southwest Airlines, ready when you are. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. As we go to the 4th inning, it's time for our Aflac trivia question. We've talked about the fact that this afternoon in Washington, D.C., Randy Johnson, the 6th left-hander ever to win 300 or more. Can you name the other 5? We'll give you plenty of time. You should remember one because he was in the news yesterday and today. We go to the 4th. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Nothing across for Philadelphia against Clayton Kershaw. And Chase Utley will start it off. Kershaw trying to stretch a single into a double. And make no mistake, that was no accident that the Phillies nailed him on the perfect throw from Eric Bruntlett to Jimmy Rollins. The Phillies are the best fielding team on paper, certainly in the major league. They've only made 17 errors. So Bruntwood nailed him, and now we go to the fourth. Chase Utley will start it off. 0-1 to Chase. Utley, a marvelous all-around player. The strike one pitch in the dirt, 1-1. In 2006, Chase Utley had 203 hits and 32 home runs. He had to go back to 1929 Phillies history to come up with Lefty O'Doul and Chuck Klein to have that kind of a year. Klein did it 4 times. 1-2 the count, and then 74 years went by until Utley did it in 2006. And then while they were talking about it, Jimmy Rollins came back and did it in 2007. 1-2 the count. Foul back. Dodgers actually offered Chase Utley $1 million to sign back in 1997. He was coming out of Long Beach Poly High. That's the same school that produced Tony Gwynn and Milton Bradley. But Chase decided to go to UCLA, and then 3 years later, Phillies got him for about $1.8 million. So it was a very wise decision. 2-2 the count to Chase Utley. No score, 4th inning. Chase, left-hand hitter, followed by Jason Worth and then big Ryan Howard. Great compliment paid Utley by his manager Charlie Manuel. That thing almost hit him, ball 3. Charlie was saying that the way Utley goes about the game, his mindset, he's the best player I've ever been around, ever. And Charlie said, I used to think Kirby Puckett was the greatest thing since sliced bread, but he'll take Utley. And so will Philadelphia. 3-2 pitch to Chase. Swung on, hit foul off first, down the line, well back into the crowd. In January of 2007, the Phillies signed Utley to a 7-year deal, and it'll carry through 2013. Chase, 30 years old. He'd be 31 the middle of December. 6'1", 185. 3-2. And line down the right field line in the corner. Utley on his way for an extra base hit as Ethier finally gets it back in. And for Chase Utley, his 9th double to go along with 12 home runs. So Utley in scoring position, and is hit number 1 against Clayton Kershaw, and it was a shot down into the corner. Now Worth, Howard, and Ibanez trying to pick him up. So Utley a leadoff double. Jason Worth walked in the first inning. Jason 8 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Fastball strike, 0-1. Phillies with 75 home runs, and they've hit 22 against left-hand pitching. The strike 1 pitch on the way in the dirt, blocked nicely by Martin. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Davey Lopes coaching at first, Sam Peloso over at third, Charlie Manuel at the wheel. Good to see Davey and to have him back here at Dodger Stadium. Boy, he was electricity when he played. 1-1. Fastball hit foul down the line, out of play, 1-2. Jason Worth was just downright unlucky as a Dodger. I remember the great effort he made crashing into the wall in Colorado that wrecked his shoulder, and then going to spring training and having his wrist broken. I mean, that was just a bad deal, and he missed the whole year in '06. Next thing you know, he was with the Phillies, and for Philadelphia, their patience has been rewarded. Foul ball the other way. Still 1-2 to Jason Worth. We're talking about all of the athletes in his family and in his background, with Utley at second base. Jason's sister went to Nebraska on a volleyball scholarship and was an Olympic candidate. So, I mean, they can all major in sports. Another line drive foul. The Worth still there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jason is 6'5", 215. Last year, he had 24 home runs for Philadelphia, and he has 8 so far this year. Fastball, little roller to for call. That gets Utley over to third as the out's recorded at first. So 1 out, and Ryan Howard coming up. So Worth makes contact, moves his man along, and now Big Howard, who hit into the force play in the first inning, coming up with a runner at third. 16 home runs, 45 runs batted in. Howard trying to get the Phils on the scoreboard. Mike Schmidt had a record of 48 home runs with Philadelphia. That didn't last very long, not when Big Howard arrived. Ball 1. In Howard's first real year with the Phillies in '05, he hit 22 home runs, and then the next year he hit 58. So as he stands at the plate right now, he has 193 home runs in a career that's really just starting. I mean, here's a fella who could wind up hitting 500 home runs if he gets enough pitches to hit. 2-0. He got to the home run 100 mark faster than any player in big league history. Faster even than Ralph Kiner, beat Kiner by 60 games. 2-0 the count. They load up the right side. And ball 3, they really don't want to pitch to him, even though there's another left-hand hitter on deck, Raul Ibanez. A couple of years ago, Howard hit 3 home runs in a game. Maybe one day he'll hit 4. I mean, he's that good. They let him swing 3-0, of course. Rookie of the Year in 2005. The next year, he was Most Valuable Player. He beat out Albert Pujols. Now the 3-1 pitch. Fouled away, 3-2. So falling behind 3-0, Kershaw, consecutive fastballs. 1 missed, 1 fouled off. 3-2 the count to Ryan Howard. 6'4", about 255. Fastball and a high fly ball. It's playable. Back to the track goes Pierre, but it's Matt Kemp going to make the catch. Tagging up is Utley to come in with the run. So a long fly ball to center, and of course Howard picks up the RBI. It was 3-0, and you really thought to yourself, well, maybe they're just going to put him on. And then after 2 good fastballs, they tempted him again. Sure enough, he got the ribby. So 1-0 in favor of Philadelphia, and the batter Ibanez, who struck out in the second inning. Big breaking ball, ball 1. 1 run, 1 hit for the Phils. Dodgers in a squeaker last night managed to win 1-0. Good fastball, 1-1. Kershaw has struck out 4, but he's been hurt by 2 marvelous players, Utley and then Howard, for the run. Fastball, 1-2. Game 1 of a 4-game series. Jamie Moyer. We were talking about Randy Johnson winning 300. You know, Jamie Moyer has won 250. Breaking ball takes care of Ibanez. 5 strikeouts for Kershaw. And at the end of 3.5, Howard gives Philadelphia 1-0 lead. Trivia question. Randy Johnson, the 6th left-hander ever with 300 or more wins. Who are the other 5? Well, Spahn, Carlton, Plank, Glavine, who was in the headlines yesterday, released by Atlanta, and Lefty Grove. Among other things, Jamie Moyer's 250 would rank him 11th all time. By the way, Ryan Howard, that was the 15th RBI he has this year that has put the Phillies out in front. A drag bunt by Pierre, charging Utley, scoops it to Howard in time. Nice play by Chase Utley as Pierre lays one down. So Utley can beat you all kinds of ways, and he makes a good play on the bunt. 1-0 Philadelphia. And the batter now will be Rafael Furcal. You know, not only did Howard, for the 15th time, come up with an RBI to put his club in front, he has the 5th best RBI per game ratio ever. I mean, ever. That's ball 1. You know who the others are? Lou Gehrig, Hank Greenberg, Joe DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, and Ryan Howard. What was it Pearl Bailey always said? That ain't no bad crowd to hang around with. Look at that. And his name is mentioned in the same breath. Wow. One nothing Phils. Fouled away. Rafael Furcal hitting .242, and in watching him every day, he is obviously fighting it, a little uncomfortable. 2-1. Fastball, little ground ball to third. Felice is on it. 2 down. So that'll bring up Orlando Hudson, who struck out in the first inning. Orlando hitting right-handed against Hamels, and from that side, he's hitting .360. Having a big first year with the Dodgers. Ibanez doing the same with Philadelphia. Fouled away. 0-1. Phillies won. Dodgers nothing. Chase Utley doubled. Worth got him to third with a ground ball, and Howard's long fly ball got him home. Wow. Good fastball. 92. 0-2 the count. Hudson was blown away in his first at bat. Barely got the bat around at all. And a little tapper back to the box. And that'll be that. So the Dodgers go quietly 1-2-3. And at the end of 4, 1-0 Philadelphia. Hamels breezing and Kershaw is laboring a little. 5 strikeouts for Clayton, 3 for Cole. 1-0 in favor of Philadelphia, and we go to the 5th inning. So Hamels has reasons to smile, and Clayton ready to go back to work. You know, scouts are remarkable in their judgment, their ability to project a player going from, let's say, high school to the big leagues. That's going to be banged into right center, and there's no one there. That'll go to the wall. So Pedro Feliz into second base, and he'll hold up with a leadoff double like Utley did in the 4th inning. And just like that, Kershaw's in trouble. Anyway, I'm looking back over the years. High school pitchers drafted and signed by the Dodgers, and I mean pitchers who pitched at least 10 starts or more. You have Clayton Kershaw and Chad Billingsley on the same team at the same time. 2 high school kids who have made it. Others who came up with the Dodgers from high school: Dave Stewart, Rick Sutcliffe, Rick Rhoden, Doyle Alexander, and way back Alan Foster. Good fastball to Bruntlett. 0-1. Eric made that good throw to nail Kershaw trying to stretch in the 3rd inning. 0-1 to Bruntlett. Feliz at second, nobody out. 1-0 Phils in the 5th. Well, at least giving Feliz something to think about. Feliz does not steal a base. He has not stolen one. You never pick off a bad base runner anyway. They're not going to take that much of a lead, but they were at least planting a seed in Felice's mind. For call is directly behind him. Boy, Martin had a lot of trouble with that pitch. It was a curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Did a good job of centering it, as they say. 1 ball and 1 strike. The other night, it seemed like he was turning the glove properly, but he was a little off to the side when there were 5 wild pitches. 1-1. 2-1. Chase Utley led off the 4th with a double into the right field corner, advanced to 3rd on a ground ball, came home on Ryan Howard's long fly ball. Now Felice has opened up with a double and a 2-1 count to Eric Bruntlett. On deck, Carlos Ruiz. 2-2, the count to Bruntlett. Kershaw has established his fastball, and of course that's what he tries to do. That'll make the curveball even more effective. 2-2 to Bruntlett. Little ground ball, but what he did, he got his man over to 3rd. That's the same thing that Jason Worth managed to do. So a runner at 3rd with 1 out. Bruntlett gets 5s, and the batter will be Ruiz, the catcher, who was called out on strikes in the 3rd inning. Ruiz followed by Hamels. Carlos from Chiriqui in Panama. And they will walk him intentionally with 1 out, and Cole Hamels, who struck out in the 3rd inning, but again is a good hitting pitcher, will be coming up. Hamels, we told you, had 17 hits last year. This year he has had just 2 hits, one of them a double, and he has 1 run batted in. So they put Ruiz aboard, hoping they can get Hamels to maybe even hit the ball into a double play. So 1 away, 1-0 Philadelphia. And pitcher against pitcher.
Number 35, Cole Hamels.
Remember, Kershaw's earned run average at home is 1.1. Off the plate, ball 1. Of course, now the guess is, would Hamels try to squeeze? He had quite a few sacrifices last year. I think it was 8. 1 ball and no strikes. Felice down the line from 3rd. He's not coming. What they might try to do is just have Hamels try to sacrifice Ruiz to 2nd base. And then you have Jimmy Rollins coming up. So Charlie sending out the message to Sam Palazzo, his 3rd base coach, who now relays it, goes over and talks to Pedro Felice. Sam years ago used to coach for the New York Mets. 2-0 the count to Cole Hamels. Showing bunt and drops it. Felice holds as Kershaw goes to 1st, so that's what they did. Stay out of the possibility of a double play, not gamble on a squeeze, and just move Ruiz. So 2nd and 3rd, 2 down, and the batter will be Jimmy Rollins with 1st base open. But the problem is, if you put Rollins on, then you get Utley. So you talk about the horns of a dilemma. You're looking at it. Rollins has popped up and grounded out. Jimmy with 18 RBIs, hitting .227. In the dirt, a good block by Russell Martin. That could easily have been a run. 1-0 to Rollins. Jimmy's struggling, at least after 1/3 of the season. A lot of baseball left. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball 2. Well, when you look at Kershaw's work, and he hasn't seen Philadelphia that much, Rollins is hitting .375 against him, and Utley .286 with a home run. Rollins struggling with 2 out and runners in scoring position. Fastball for ball 3. Rollins, under those circumstances, hitting just .194. Well, remember, Kershaw was 3-0 on Howard. Decided to go after him, went 3-2, and Howard had the scoring fly ball. Let's see 3-0 to Rollins. Strike, 3-1. Kershaw is coming off a 24-pitch inning, and he's laboring a bit here in the 5th inning. 3-1. And the fastball is hit in the air to Ethier, who started back. That'll be that. So Rollins a fly ball for the 3rd out. Kershaw survives the leadoff double, and at the end of 4.5, 1-0 Philadelphia. Trail 1-0 tonight. Clayton Kershaw has made 86 pitches in his 5 innings. He'd made 42 pitches in the last 2 innings. And interestingly enough, he's labored on the mound after being thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double to end the 3rd inning. So in the bottom of the 5th, Blake, Loney, and Martin. And a strike. 0-1. Casey struck out in the 2nd inning. 0-1. Fastball missed. You know, many years ago, the night that Henry Aaron hit the famous home run in Atlanta against Al Downing and the Dodgers to break Babe Ruth's mark. That's a strike. The ball went into the Atlanta Braves bullpen and was caught by Tom House. And for years, whenever anybody mentioned Henry Aaron, they always talked about Tom House catching the famous home run. Tom House had a lot to do with Cole Hamels. Tom, quite a pitching instructor, and Hamels started to go to him for pitching instruction when he was 14 years old. 2-2. Slap foul off the protective railing in front of the Philadelphia dugout. Cole Hamels has had his physical problems even this year. He had a contusion of the left shoulder, an ankle sprain that slowed him down. 2-2. Fastball grounded up the middle, backhanded by Utley. One away. You know, Sunday, join the Dodgers at the beach, Bleacher Beach at Dodger Stadium. You can enjoy unlimited barbecue fresh off the grill, a beach bag, private beach party, and oceanfront experience with a bird's eye view of the game. To purchase tickets, visit Dodgers.com/beach or call 866-DODGERS. One away in the fifth inning, and the batter James Loney, who singled. Howard actually took a double away from him, and Hamels was late trying to cover and then drop the throw. Ball one, 1-0. James batting .288. Last year, red hot against Philadelphia. This time, fly ball to center. It's playable. Jason Worth at the other end of it, 2 down. So Cole Hamels gave the Dodgers such a bad time in the LCS and won the National League flag right here against the Dodgers October the 15th last year. Also agreed in January to a 3-year deal, so he'll be with Philadelphia for a while. Along with that lively fastball curve and circle change. Ball one to Russell Martin, who grounded into a double play in the second inning. Last year, right-handers hit .215 against Hamels. That's a one-hopper. Whoa, what a pretty stop by Felice to get him. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. And at the end of 5, Phillies 1, Dodgers nothing. Here at Dodger Stadium on this date in 1972. The Dodgers retired the numbers. Number 42, Jackie Robinson. Number 39, Roy Campanella. And number 32, Sandy Koufax. It was a marvelous moment. And, of course, we've already lost 2 of the 3. Let's go back to this one. 1-0 in favor of Philadelphia. And we go into the 6th inning. Utley, Worth, and Howard. Combination got the Phillies the only run of the game. Cole Hamels is really having an easy time against the Dodgers. He made 6 pitches in the 3rd inning. He made 8 pitches in the 4th inning. He has made 10 pitches in the 5th inning. No Dodger has reached second base. Last 9 outs, he's only made 24 pitches. And in 5 innings, he has had 9 ground ball outs. So Cole Hamels, who tormented the Dodgers so much last year, is right on the beam again this year. Coming off a bad game, he was roughed up by the Washington Nationals. 1-1. Line foul down the line. 1-2 the count to Chase Utley. Clayton Kershaw doing very well, except for Utley's double, the ground ball that got him over to 3rd, and then the long fly ball by Ryan Howard. Two and 2. A couple of years ago, with everything else that Chase has done, you may or may not remember, in 2006, he had a 35-game hitting streak. Started this year with a .298 career batting average. And a drive slicing. Pierre moving to the track and backhands it. He got a little bit of help because the ball was slicing, and it was a fine play. Kemp coming over to have fun with it. Nice play by Juan Pierre to catch up to that one. And the batter, Jason Worth. Jason Worth walked and grounded to short. Ground ball got Utley to 3rd, and then Howard picked him up with a fly ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Jason. Phillies with a 6-game winning streak. 1 ball and 1 strike. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 6th, Ethier, Kemp, and then Kershaw. One ball and 1 strike. And a line drive over the leaping for a call. Backhanded by Pierre to hold him to a single. Raphael almost came out of his uniform trying to snare it, but he couldn't do it. And the batter will be Howard. You know, the Dodgers finished the homestand with the Padres Wednesday, and the first 50,000 fans in attendance take home a Dodger jersey cooler bag, compliments of AM/PM. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS today. Well, here's Howard hit into a force play with the shift on. It's the rare force play at second, 6-5. Shortstop to the 3rd baseman, but that's the way the Dodgers are aligned. 0-1 to Ryan, who in his high school days played trombone in the high school band. And you know, last year, as big as he is, he's that strong. There were only 5 players in the major leagues last year to play in every game, and he was one of them. Who were the others? Justin Morneau of Minnesota, Adrian Gonzalez of the Padres, Raul Ibanez, and Ichiro of Seattle. 1-1 to Ryan Howard. In February of this year, he signed a 3-year deal with Philadelphia, so he'll be around. 1-2 the count. He's 29. He'll be 30 in November. Meanwhile, the pitch count for Clayton Kershaw, he is now coming up to his 100th pitch. One and two. 2-2 the count. Howard 1 for 8 against Kershaw. An All-American when he was a freshman at Southwest Missouri State. Slow hook. 3-2 the count. Well, he went 3-2 when Howard hit that fly ball to Kemp to drive in the only run. Big Ryan also bowls. He loves to bowl and did bowl a score of 258. Perfect is 300, as you know, so 258. Heck of a game. And ball 4. So remember the long out by Utley, followed by the base hit and a walk. They are stirring around in the Dodger bullpen. No one is throwing for the moment. The operative word is moment, I think. 2 on, 1 out.
Left fielder number 29, Raul Ibanez.
Down in the Dodger bullpen, no one is throwing, but they have moved the furniture around. And now Ronald Belisario will get up. So the batter is Ibanez, who for Philadelphia has a remarkable slugging percentage of over 700. So Ibanez checking in with 2 on, 1 out, and Honeycutt now going to the mound. So timeout. Quite a lineup for Philadelphia. You wonder why, with all their hitting prowess, they are 2 games under 500 at home and 19-6 on the road. With the addition of Ibanez hitting behind Howard, Worth and Utley ahead of Howard, you certainly figure this club will score an awful lot of runs. For Ibanez, we told you he's from Cuba. His mom carried him here for sure. His dad was a chemist in the sugarcane fields, and he got the exit visa. Ibanez, born in June, actually just missed his birthday, June the 2nd. He's 37 years old. The 2 on, 1 out, 6th inning, 1-0 Philadelphia. Kershaw is due to bat 3rd in the bottom of the 6th inning. So with his pitch count where it is, he could very well be going out for a hitter after this inning. Maybe. And ball 1 with the fastball. One ball, no strikes. Worth and Howard out there. I'll throw it as hard as I can. You swing as hard as you can. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 Philadelphia. We're in the 6th. Tomorrow night, Eric Milton and Jamie Moyer. Saturday, as Moyer with his 250 victories, and apparently Cole Hamill says he's learned a great deal from Moyer. Line drive into the gap, and that will score Worth easily. Howard is on his way to 3rd, and Pelosi will stop him as the throw comes into for call. So for Clayton Kershaw, He is struggling now for sure, having made 42 pitches in the 4th and 5th innings. It would appear now as if the Phillies are starting to catch up to him, and Ibanez doubles into the gap, so his slugging continues. Howard is at third. Worth has scored, and the Phillies lead 2-0. Now here comes Joe Torre, so that'll be it. So we were wondering about Kershaw. One way or the other, you figured he's going to come out. And after 105 pitches, meaning he made 19 in this inning, he has to come out. So 2 runs, 4 hits for the Phillies, no runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Young Clayton leaves, and we'll be back. Of course, the runners at second and third are also his responsibility, and it might have been worse, except Utley's ball found its way into Juan Pierre's mitt in deep left center field, leading off the inning. So Clayton makes 105 pitches, gives the ball to Ronald Belisario, and as Dodgers have done all year long, they rely on the pen to restore order. The batter is Pedro Feliz, and ball 1. Dodger infield up on the right side, halfway on the left. Hudson kind of moving around, but Loney has shortened up. Dodger bullpen has allowed 1 run in the last 13, almost 14 innings. Fastball broken bat for call, up with it. Coming to the plate now is Howard. For call throws to Martin, and Martin now will tag him out. There's a runner at third. So Ryan Howard on a broken bat ground ball. Surprising that he would try to come in. Well, what is it we learned in school? Even Homer nods. So Feliz breaks his bat, reaches first on a fielder's choice, but Howard is cut down. Furcal appeared to be a little surprised. Howard broke late, and Raphael hesitated, then got it to Martin, and that was the end of it with a runner at third. Howard had nowhere to go. So Ryan Howard runs out of an inning, and with 2 down, the batter is Eric Bruntlett. Phillies 2, Dodgers nothing in the 6th inning. Bruntlett 2 ground balls. Grounded to short, grounded to first. Check swing for a strike. The Dodger bullpen this year leads the major leagues in victories. Dodger bullpen has 15 wins. 0-1 to Bruntlett. Slapped a line drive at Loney, and that's that. So Belisario was fortunate, and so is Clayton Kershaw, as Howard runs them out of the inning, and the Phillies still lead 2-0. With 2 out in the 3rd inning, Clayton Kershaw hit one to the gap. Eric Bruntlett came up with it and threw him out at second base. Now, prior to that, he was breezing. He had made only 13 pitches in the top of the 3rd inning, but went back out in the 4th and made 24 pitches. Went back out in the 5th inning and made 18 more, and before you know it, he was done. Did he lose his edge trying to stretch the base hit? We'll never know. At 21, you would doubt it. Meanwhile, it's 2-0 Phillies and Cole Hamels, and Andre Ethier will start it off. Andre, a fly ball to left field in the 3rd inning. Remember now, in the last 9 outs, it has taken Cole Hamels a total of 24 pitches. 1-1. There's that great changeup, circle change where the thumb and the index finger touch on the side of the ball. Down in the Dodger bullpen, if they're thinking about hitting for Belisario, and they get Corey Wade up. Last year, left-handers hit Cole better than right-handers, and there's a drive to right. Bruntlett going back, watching this one off the scoreboard. Ethier on his way for 2. He is in there. Boy, that Bruntlett, he can sure make those accurate throws from right field. Wow. He threw an arrow, a one-hopper, and Ethier just did get in there. So Bruntlett just waiting for the bounce, and now wham, right on the money. Major League play. So it's only his 3rd career start. Remember, Shane Victorino hurt his hip. So Bruntlett is in right field. Jason Worth is playing center, and Bruntlett has certainly made 2 wonderful throws, although he didn't get Ethier. And now Kemp with Loretta on deck to bat for Belisario. And ball 1. Matt looking down to Larry Boa for the moment. Kemp has an 8-game hitting streak. Number 8 hitter in your lineup is batting .309 with 6 home runs and 30 RBIs. That's a strike. 1-1. Matt does not agree with Chris Buccione. Body language certainly tell you that. One and one to Matt. Coming in, Kemp was hitting .333 against Hamels. And drives one to left field. Going back is Ibanez to one-handed. And back to second base goes Ethier. So Kemp, a fly ball, broke the bat. And the batter now will be Loretta.
Attention, please. The Dodgers. Pinch hitting for Belisario. Number 5, Mark Loretta.
Well, Mark Loretta picking up for Belisario, who got 2 outs to end the 6th inning. So Ronald, who's been a workhorse, comes in, gets the outs, gets a little pat from Rick Honeycutt. Loretta, meanwhile, trying to pick up Ethier. Fouled away. Mark Loretta in the past 1 for 3 against Cole Hamels. Loretta hitting overall .288, but as you no doubt know, he's been a very successful pinch hitter. 8 for 21 with 3 runs batted in. 0-1. Phillies 2, Dodgers nothing. Bottom of the 6th. Fastball, hop fly, going out for it is Utley. Makes the play. So 2 down. And the leadoff man coming up, Juan Pierre.
For the Dodgers, number 9, Juan Pierre.
Dodgers scratching for a run. They struggled for a run last night and won it 1-0. They beat the D-backs with a 5-run 8th inning, 6-5, and the D-backs edged them 3-2. So the offense has been shut down by some very good pitching. Strike. Pierre led off the game with a line drive single, but was doubled up on the ground ball by Furcal. Then in the 4th inning, Juan tried to bunt his way aboard and was thrown out by Utley on a good play. Shoveled the ball over to Howard. Ground ball to Utley. Remember, the Phillies have only made 17 errors, so if you're waiting for them to boot one, it'll be a long wait. And at the end of 6, Phillies 2, Dodgers nothing. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. The Phillies behind Cole Hamels, holding on to a 2-0 lead, trying to add to it now at the expense of Corey Wade. It'll be Carlos Ruiz, then Hamels, and then Rollins. Corey Wade, you may remember on the DL early in April, had a sore shoulder. He's been in 13 games since he came off the DL, and he's had scoreless spots in 10 of the 13. Had a little more trouble than usual against the leadoff hitter or the first batter that he faces. We'll see what he does with Ruiz. Carlos struck out and was walked intentionally. 2-0 Philadelphia's 7th inning. If Cole Hamels continues to pitch the way he is pitching, he could be under 100 pitches for the night. Big curveball. 0-2. Ground foul. If you aren't with us, in the 4th inning, Chase Utley hooked a double into the right field corner. Jason Worth grounded out, and Ryan Howard on a 3-2 pitch fly deep enough to left center to Kemp to score Utley. That made it 1-0. And a line drive base hit for Ruiz. So as we mentioned, for whatever reason, Corey Wade has had trouble with the first batter. And now it'll be Cole Hamels.
Pitcher, number 35.
Then in the 6th inning, after Utley flied to left center on a fine running catch by Juan Pierre, Worth singled, Howard walked, and Worth scored on a double by Raul Ibanez. And that's it. 2-0 Philadelphia, 7th inning. The bunt in the air and caught by Martin. So Hamels, who sacrificed in the 5th inning, pops this one up. And with one out, the batter will be Jimmy Rollins. It was a high pitch anyway. Pretty tough to get that thing down on the ground. Hamels a little frustrated, but that's about the only thing he has to be frustrated about tonight. As I said, if he keeps pitching the way he's doing, he'll go 9 and maybe make 90 pitches. So here's Rollins. Right. Jimmy hitting in the 250s left-handed, 181, and less than that, having gone 0 for 3 against Kershaw, batting right-handed. 0-1. Nice save again by Martin. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jimmy Rollins, the MVP from 2 years ago. And when you look at the shortstops who have been MVPs, people like Marty Marion of the Cardinals, Ernie Banks, Dick Groat, Maury Wills was the MVP back in 1962. Barry Larkin of the Cincinnati Reds, and Jimmy Rollins. Rollins could always play well. The scouts had one problem. When he was a freshman in high school, he was 5'4". And so they would send in reports about him. They never would say his height. There goes the runner, and the throw is late. So the catcher, Carlos Ruiz, steals second. He has now stolen 3 out of 4. Running head down, straight steal. So Rollins now trying to pick him up. 2-0 Philadelphia. By the way, that's another talent that Philadelphia has, stealing bases. And a drive to right field going back is Ethier, and he'll make the catch. The Ruiz holds at second, and the batter will be Chase Utley. The stolen base by Carlos Ruiz, that's the 44th stolen base. The success ratio for the Phillies is better than 83%, and they're successful in 22 of the last 23 attempts. So they do so many things well, and they're going to walk Utley, take their chances against Worth. So Utley, who had struck out, doubled, robbed of an extra base hit by Pierre, and this time they take the bat out of his hands. Corey Wade has not pitched really against Philadelphia. He had faced Rollins, Utley, and Victorino, each one at bat, but that's it. So it'll be his first go around with Jason Worth in a moment. Ruiz single, steals second. Hamels messes up the bunt, and of course that's a big play. If Hamels gets the bunt down and Rollins hits that fly ball, the Phillies would be leaving 3-0. Jason Worth walked, rounded out, single, scored a run, and set up a run. Chris Guccione and Worth with Guccione doing most of the talking. Oh, and 1 to Jason. Guccione, by the way, behind the plate, was promoted to full-time major league staff at the start of the season. So it's the beginning of what I'm sure he hopes will be a long and successful career. Did he? Yes. 0-2 the count. Utley at first, Ruiz at second with 2 out. The lack of the bunt has cost the Phillies a run, but they still lead 2-0. Oh, 2. And a ground ball up the middle. So here comes Ruiz. He will score as Jason Worth continues to give the Dodgers a bad time as he went down on a no-ball 2-strike count, got that breaking ball and hits it up the middle for a base hit. He's 2 for 3 with a run batted in and a run scored, and he also set up a run. So for Corey Wade, he's touched up, and the same problem, the leadoff man got on and the leadoff man came home, and it is 3-0 Philadelphia, and we'll be back. Sure enough, a base hit by Ruiz, who then steals second. But with a no-ball 2-strike count on Jason Worth and a chance to get out of the inning, watch what Jason Worth does on a breaking ball almost in the dirt. I mean, it's down there. No balls, 2 strikes, and he hits it up the middle for a big base hit to score Ruiz, the catcher, who had stolen second, and the Phillies lead 3-0. So Jason Worth, who stole 4 bases against his old club in Philadelphia and gave him a bad time, tonight has been close to perfect. 2 singles and a walk, and now Brent Leach is asked to get Ryan Howard. Well, that's a nice task. Coming up from Chattanooga, go get Howard. Leach had faced only 2 members of the Phillies in the past. That would be right-hand batters Bruntlett and Victorino. So with 2 on, Utley at second, Worth at first. Here is Big Ryan. Hit into a force play, had a scoring fly ball, and broke late from third and was tagged out in a rundown. 0-1 to count. 0-1. Bad ball, and Howard went after it. 0-2 the count. That was way out of the zone. Howard has struck out 64 times, so he pays the bill, but he's still hitting .265, which is where he normally hits. .268, .251, .268. But he has 193 home runs already in his young career, and there go the runners on strike 3. So Leach strikes out Howard, but the Phillies get a run even though Hamels couldn't get the bunt down because of the stolen base by the catcher. And now the crowd standing for God Bless America. Nothing in favor of Philadelphia behind a strong performance by Cole Hamels, who's allowed 4 hits and has allowed the Dodgers to get to second base only once. And ball 1 to Rafael for call. Rafael hit into a double play, grounded to third, 0 for 2. That's a strike, 1-1. Fouled away. The only Dodger to get to second base was Andre Ethier, who doubled to right field. 1-2. Got him. Fastball inside corner, and Rafael walks away. For Cole Hamels, pitching a gem, not overpowering hitters. He has struck out 4, but he's retiring the side on a minimum number of pitches. He's had 2 innings where he pitched 11. He had 1 inning with 6, 1 inning with 8, and 1 inning with 10. In fact, he's only had 1 inning where you thought he worked at all, and that's when he had 16 pitches in the 2nd inning. And even then, he only faced 3 batters. One ball and no strikes. So watching Hamels take care of the Dodgers tonight brings back October the 15th. They were fortunate to get 1 run against him that night. Ground ball, Jimmy Rollins. So with 2 down in the 7th inning, the batter is Casey Blake.
For the Dodgers, number 23, Casey Blake.
Casey Blake has struck out and grounded out. Orlando Hudson picked an awfully tough pitcher to come back against. Hamels has one really terrible time in his career, and you have to go all the way back to 2001 when Cole broke the humerus bone in his pitching arm while making a pitch, and he was in high school then, and he was very fortunate. It was the same type of injury that ended the careers of Dave Dravecky, Tom Browning, and Tony Saunders. But he had one thing going for him. It was his youth in high school. No other pitcher ever made it back from that injury. What Hamels had was a butterfly fracture closer to the elbow. Burke, a drive to center, going back, and the ball is Worth on the track to make the play. So a 1-2-3 inning yet again, and at the end of 7, it is 3-0 Philadelphia. 10 pitches did the job. .47 in November, and he'll be on the mound tomorrow night against Eric Milton. And Hamels says that Moyer has taught him a great deal ever since Jamie came to the Phillies in 2006. And of course, why not? I mean, Jamie Moyer, among other things, has won 20 games twice and has won 250 games in his tremendous career. He's also kind of a Philadelphia boy because Jamie went to St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. And Hamels, whatever Jamie has taught him, has certainly pitched to perfection tonight. He's made 72 pitches in 7 innings. I mean, he could wind up making 90 pitches and go the distance. And that's off last game where he went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 earned runs against Washington, of all people. So it shows you how your fortunes can change dramatically in this game. Meanwhile, Brent Leach, who came in to get Howard, now starts with Ibanez, Felice, and Brundtler. 3-0 Philadelphia. Breaking ball strike 1-2. Raul Ibanez. He has had a marvelous career. One and two. 2-2 the count. Up and in. Now what? Down and away. We'll see. Little chopper. Loney is on it to the bag. One away here in the 8th inning. And the batter will be Pedro Feliz. Now with Feliz coming up, Joe Torre, he has Guillermo Mota down in the bullpen. And he will bring him in. So Mota will pick up. Brent Leach faced two batters, got them both. And we'll be back with the score 3-0 Philadelphia. Sharp bunt, and Utley just shoveled it to Howard in time for the out. Dodgers have not been able to get any kind of a rally at all through 7 innings. But Utley usually plays a major role in any Philadelphia victory, and he's leading the way tonight as he talks to Carlos Ruiz, the catcher. So Guillermo Mota will face Pedro Feliz. One big Dominican going after the other. And line drive speared by Blake. The one third baseman lines out to the other. And with 2 down, Eric Bruntlett will be coming up. Always remember, talking about Pedro Feliz, Dusty Baker said, "I see why people take him in such high regard. He's not such a good player, but a fine young man." Quote Dusty Baker about Pedro Feliz. All right, 2 out. Here's Bruntlett. Grounded to short, grounded to first, lined out to first, and made 2 very good throws, nailing Kershaw and just missing nailing Ethier. Eric Bruntlett. When the Dodgers hit, or should we just say when the Dodgers bat in the 8th inning, it will be Loney, Martin, and Ethier. Dodgers have certainly not wasted time at all with Cole Hamels, nor has he wasted any time against them. We've been giving you his pitch count. That'll do it. So let's see what happens when the Dodgers come up, because 14 of their 21 outs have come on at-bats of 3 pitches or less. 3-0 Philadelphia. Made 72 pitches in 7 innings. So we'll see what happens here in the 8th. And remember how the Dodgers have prided themselves on getting deep into the count. Well, one reason they can't afford to get deep into the count, because all Hamels has done is throw strikes. He's not walked anybody. We'll see what strategy they try to employ with Loney, Martin, and Ethier in the 8th. Loney singled. That was the ground ball over first, flagged by Howard. Hamels late covering, and then Hamels dropped the throw, but it looked like Loney was going to beat into the bag anyway, so they gave him a base hit. And then James flied to center, so he's 1 for 2. Here we go. And ball 1. Cole Hamels, 6'5". 2-0. And he falls behind 3-0. So he's right on the edge of giving up his first walk. Down the pipe, 3-1. And another strike. Oh, it was 5 years ago when he was a non-roster invitee in spring training, and he impressed. All he did to impress the Phillies, he struck out Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, and Big Tony Clark in order. And he strikes out Loney. 5 strikeouts for Cole Hamels. Going 3-0 before he does it. And it was a fastball, nothing fancy. Fastball at 92. Hamels coming into the game at a record of 3-2. Against the Dodgers in Philadelphia, he went 7 innings and allowed 1 earned run. That was against Chad Billingsley. And a drive down the line, but it is hooking and goes foul. Though Martin came that close to hitting his first home run of the year. For Cole Hamels, he has allowed 10 home runs. Coming up now to his 80th pitch with 1 out in the 8th inning. 0-2. So he fell behind 3-0 to Loney and then came back to strike him out. Now he's 0-2 to Martin. Hamels has only had 2 3-ball counts tonight, and each time it was Loney. Breaking ball fouled at the plate. Rule foul, even though Ruiz, the catcher, didn't think so. Oh, it's still 0-2. You would think the catcher would be the one man who knows it was a foul ball, wouldn't you? Obviously not. Oh, and 2 to Russell Martin. On deck, Andre Ethier. Fastball hit to right field. Brundtland almost in his tracks. So the Dodgers 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning. 8 in a row retired by Hamels since the leadoff double by Ethier in the 6th inning. Ethier is the only man to get to second base. That's a strike. Andre flied to left and double to right. He doubled off the scoreboard in right field. 0-2. So Hamels went 3-0 and then 3 strikes on Loney. Went 0-2 and got Martin. And he comes right back 0-2 on Ethier. Ground ball to short. Rollins. Wow, close. Got him. Bang, bang play. Ethier thought he had the play beaten. So down go the Dodgers. And at the end of 8, 3-0 Philadelphia and Cole Hamels. Really has been Cole Hamels, who is going to be batting here in the 9th inning. Hamels has made a total of 85 pitches in 8 innings. Now last year he had 2 complete games and 2 shutouts. He has 4 complete games and 2 shutouts in his career, and he's 3 outs away from doing it again tonight. Ruiz, the catcher, will start, then Hamels, and then Rollins. And in the ninth inning, the Dodgers have Matt Kemp. Then they will have Mota and Pierre. And of course, not Mota, but a hitter. And the hitters are all right-handed. Ausmus, Castro, and Hoffman. They've already used Loretta. Ruiz struck out, was walked intentionally, and then in the seventh inning, singled, stole second, and scored on a base hit by Jason Worth. A strike. Ruiz hitting .295. Well, the catcher really come alive with the bat of late. The last 15 games, he's hit over .360. Strike. He had a stretch where he reached base safely, 9 straight plate appearances. Now he's facing Guillermo Mota. One and two. Ruiz came in with a career .345 batting average against the Dodgers. And he is 1 for 2 tonight. And smokes that one into left center. That's a base hit. So Ruiz was on base when Hamels was asked to bunt, and he fouled it out. So then Carlos stole second anyway. You know, if you're traveling, you can't watch the Dodgers on Prime Ticket. You can watch the game on your computer with MLB.TV. That features 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and you can catch those you missed on demand. The bunt is down. It will be Martin bumping into Blake and vice versa, but they take care of Hamels. So Cole is 2 for 3 in successful bunts. One he popped up, and that's when Ruiz then stole second anyway.
Jimmy Rollins.
So for Hamels, everything is going his way tonight. And with one out, Ruiz at second. The batter will be Jimmy Rollins. The Phillies began the night in first place in the East, 3 games in front of the New York Mets. They lost Brent Myers. Red had hip surgery. Shane Victorino is out, banged up, bad hip. And Rollins, a fly ball to center. Back goes Kemp. Tagging up at second is Ruiz. The catch and then a strong throw will keep Ruiz anchored at second. 2 out, 9th inning. And Chase Utley coming up. Utley has struck out, doubled, robbed a hit on a nice play by Juan Pierre, and was walked intentionally. And 4, meaning put him on. So Utley will receive his second intentional walk. And coming out on deck is Jason Worth, who has become a real pain in the neck as far as the Dodgers are concerned. Jason Worth, as he waits to have an at-bat. Tonight, he has 2 singles and a walk, and he is a .341 career hitter against the Dodgers. So that's how good Utley is. They're going to put him on and face a guy who has just been hitting him over the head. Ball 3. And here comes ball 4. So 2 on, 2 out, 9th inning, 3-0 Phils. Dodgers use Kershaw, Belisario, Wade, Leach, and Mota. 2 runs against Kershaw, 1 against Wade. Jason Worth walked in the first inning, grounded out to get Utley over to third in the 4th inning, single to left in the 6th, and scored, and hit an 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball out of the dirt, to single and drive in the 3rd run. That was in the 7th inning. 0-1 to Jason. And you know, having known him when he was with the Dodgers and feeling so badly for him, first when he crashed into the shoulder and injured it and then broke his wrist, it's really great that he's been able to come back and enjoy a couple of really wonderful years, because he's a very pleasant guy. 0-2 the count to Jason Worth. Well, he hit that breaking ball at his ankles in the 7th inning. We'll see what he gets from Mota. 1-2. You notice the little black discs on the uniforms with the letters HK. That would be in memory of Harry Callis. Little flare. Hudson will play the bounce and then throw him out. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and here we go in the bottom of the 9th. Matt Kemp, then a hitter, and Pierre. King Cole out there on the mound as Hamels tries to win his 4th and go a distant 9 and turn in a shutout as well. He has made 85 pitches in 8 innings. Remarkable display. He has struck out 5. He has not walked anybody, and he has allowed 4 hits, 3 singles and a double. And the double, the only Dodger to get to second base, that was Andre Ethier in the 6th inning. So Matt Kemp struck out, fly to left. He has an 8-game hitting streak on the line, and ball 1, a hook in the dirt. Last time the Dodgers faced Hamels in Philadelphia, he went 7 and allowed 1 earned run. Fastball strike. 1-1. Time paper airplane landing on the grass. Chris Guccione has to retrieve it. Down in the Philadelphia bullpen, just in case, Brad Lidge, who has 13 saves, begins to loosen up. 1-1. Ground foul. 1-2. Matt hitting .307, half a dozen home runs, 30 runs batted in. Has to be a pretty good lineup when your 8th place hitter is batting .307 with a half a dozen home runs, but not against Cole Hamels. And a little flare. Utley can't get it. A modest thing and thine own. Kemp will take it. He has now hit safely in 9 in a row, and young Jamie Hoffman coming up. 5 hits for the Dodgers, nothing to show for it. And Hoffman batting for Mota. Sam Peloso gesturing to the infield how to play Hoffman. The young Brent Leach came into the game to face Ryan Howard. And now here's young Jamie Hoffman coming in as a pinch hitter to face Cole Hamels. Ball 1. Hoffman has been used a couple of times as a pinch hitter. He's 0 for 5. And drives one to center, but it's playable. And Jason Worth is there. So 1 Precious out. And the batter will be Juan Pierre. Right now, Cole Hamels, with 1 out in the 9th inning, has made 91 pitches. They were speculating back in the 6th inning that he might go the distance with less than 100 pitches. So he has 9 pitches, well, technically 8 left. And for the Dodgers, they are just not hanging around. Hoffman came up there, didn't take much time. He was the 16th Dodger batter to go out on 3 pitches or less. And there's ball 1 to Pierre. The Hamels with great control. He just won't let the Dodgers go deep in the count. That's a strike. The 2 3-ball counts that he's had tonight were with James Loney. 1-1 to Pierre. Juan singled. 1 for 3. And lines it to left, but that's exactly where Ibanez was playing him. So now 94 pitches made by Cole Hamels. And Rafael for call, 0 for 3 coming up. 94 pitches in the 9th inning with 2 outs. Wow. For call, hit into a double play, grounded to third and struck out. 0-1. The Phillies are not even holding the bag on Matt Kemp. 2 out, 9th inning. Dodgers have been shut out once this year, and that was on the road. So they're facing their first shutout. There goes Kemp. Defensive indifference, so no stolen base. 1-1 to count to for call. On deck, Orlando Hudson. Off the rubber. And now Ruiz out to talk to him, so timeout. The Hamels, who beat the Dodgers twice in the LCS, snuffed out the lights here on October the 15th, is reminding the Dodgers yet again. Fastball, little ground ball up the middle. Nice pick by Rollins, and that'll be it. So all told, he made 97 pitches and beats the Dodgers thoroughly. 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. No runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. 97 pitches with 12 in the 9th inning.